Well, hello everyone. This is Sevilla I Love, and here we are on this channel getting back to living and loving life again after a major life-altering loss, such as being widowed. This channel is for those widowed folks and those trying to love them. We're all trying to move forward with life, and this stuff is hard, so I'm here for you. I'm a licensed therapist, but this is my opinion channel. So if you need some specialized advice, please get some from a licensed professional in your area. So let's move forward. I have traditionally on this channel just spoken from the heart. Uh, I maybe pick a topic and then I just go. Today, my topic is this issue with widows who they're always running hot and cold. You want to be compassionate with them, and at the same time, you also want to honor yourself. And where is the line between these things? How do you tell? How do you know when you're doing too much of the work and that the other person is just sitting back and taking it all in, and you're getting left behind and erasing yourself in the process? So, the thing with grief is it's complicated and it's different for every person. And so, if you want to understand something specifically about that particular person, we didn't have a consult. Okay. And I do coaching on the side, and you can find information about having a coaching session with me in the link below in the description here if you want to talk to me about your problem. But let's just speak in generalities because there's always free help here for everyone. When a widowed person has gone through a horrendous loss, there may be a lot of trauma there for them. Now, if someone's been through a long-term stressful event, such as a horrendous end of life, experience where their spouse was in an extremely bad way, this can have ongoing long-term stress effects on them. Now, when they come out of that, it was so bad, or the immediate loss was so bad, they may numb out for a while, which means if they're not and this can come in waves, like everybody's different. So they could be in an acute state where they're just overwhelmed and grieving all the time, or they could be shut down, like this is way too much for anybody to deal with. And maybe they're just taking it in little doses. So they're just doing things, they're trying to get stuff done. And these are early loss kind of environments. But as it goes on and the person remains maybe in a numbed out state, or likewise overwhelmed, and then they meet you. Now, they may have sought you out through a dating profile, or they ran into you randomly, introduced by a friend. Maybe you already knew them. And the key here is that you're offering something that they haven't had in a long time, or you're offering something that they're craving deeply, which is human connection, love, because it was ripped out from underneath them, or they had to painfully and slowly let go of it over a period of time. And now they're just left in the memories of what they had. There is a huge gaping chasm of loss in this person's life. And you come along with your beautiful ways and your big, strong shoulders and the feminine sway in your hips and the I'll help you with that. And we're gone. you know, we're gone. Now, people on this channel have been following know that I'm also a widow, 13 years out this year. And I've been working with widowed folks for many years. So, being a grief and loss specialist, I see all sides of this, people who are in love with widowed folks and people who are widowed and just want to get a life back but don't know how to walk forward. And you might, as the widowed person, have fallen wildly, deeply, madly in love with someone. Like, this is insane how crazy you feel about this person. You're overwhelmed. The sex is mind-blowing. Like the connection is unlike anything you've ever had before. Okay, not saying this happens for everyone, but I hear about this often. This is bliss. And what you need to understand about this is that if you've been starving, the first thing you're going to want to do is stuff your face full of food. And any good medical professional will tell you don't do that if you've been starving. You need to start small with a little bit of something. Here's a little piece of bread. Here's a little bit of chicken broth. Okay, like you don't want to go smorgasbord, but this isn't food, is it? This is something that nobody prepares you for. And you think because it feels incredible that that must mean you're ready for it. So you jump in and you go swimming in the love and the passion and you love bomb the hell out of this person you're dating and they have never felt anything like that before in their lives either because the tidal wave of love you just threw on them was something they've been hoping for their whole lives. And you just answered every damn prayer they ever prayed to the good Lord above. And then something happens. The brakes go on. You meet at an event or an anniversary or a moment where your new date might disappoint you a little bit because they're human and this stuff happens. Or people start talking to you in your ear and telling you you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be moving on. The guilt starts to creep in slowly and it's calling your name. What are you doing? Don't you love your late spouse? How can you how can you be moving on like this? Who do you think you are moving on so quickly? Well, you could be 5 years out and people will criticize you, or you'll criticize yourself, or you could be early. The thing about being early in your loss, and I mean like before the first year, in the first 2 years, is that the first year you're meeting all the first and you don't know what to expect, and then you're trying to juggle the emotions of someone else. Like a relationship takes time, it takes attention, it takes energy. And when you first experience the rush of this new love after the desert or the sudden loss and the extreme pain that you have been in, and how nothing in the world's ever felt better than this new boyfriend or girlfriend's affections towards you because you've been so much pain, like that is going to send you over the edge. And it sends you because you don't know what the hell you're doing. How could you? Let me give you a little how could you know what you're doing? Because when you fell in love with your spouse, it was okay to move forward, right? Most likely. And now you think, well, I mean, if I'm falling in love or whatever this is, it must be okay to move forward with. So I'm just going to roll with it, do it. And then when you hit that brick wall that says, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this, because maybe you get hit with a wave of grief, you get hit with something that says, oh, I am no better off than when I first lost this person. I'm no better off. And if I'm no better off, then I can't be any good to this person that I'm trying to date. And what the hell was I thinking that I had the capacity to love somebody again? Because look at me now. I'm a piece of poop sitting here in the corner crying my eyes out, and I can't even get up to take a poop, let alone give one to somebody else. Am I lying? And then you withdraw. You pull back. And if you've got kids, you might also be pulling the reins back because then you're like, oh my gosh, the reality of actually involving another human being in my life means I might have to co-parent with them. I have to like let them help me with my kids. And maybe you would really love that, but then you think, well, you know, how are my kids going to respond? How it depends on how old your kids are, you know? So there's all those thoughts going through your head. And you're finally trying to find some autonomy. Like all of this responsibility for the rest of this life is on me. And if you've got adult kids, you may be thinking about the responsibility you feel towards them. Oh, maybe they don't want you moving forward. Maybe they're like, mom, dad, don't do that. And then you feel some kind of way because they're always your babies, even if they're 30, 40 years old. You're going to be like, my baby, don't hurt my baby. They're grieving their mom or their dad. And so what do? You shut down what you need because they didn't lose their spouse, they lost their parent. And if they're little and you have other things to consider. So this is a lot. It's a lot. And so why a widowed person would withdraw from you are a myriad of reasons. But for the widowed person, it can just be a very confusing place because they may have decided appropriately to let you go. Okay, so I want to qualify this. They may have jumped in heavily, thinking anything that feels this good can't be wrong, and then gotten to into the context of the relationship and realized what it was going to take to make it work because maybe there's things about you that really aren't compatible. Maybe there's family issues between the two of you. I mean, you got kids, they got kids, blended family. Like, is this really what I want? People aren't thinking clearly when they jump into love after they've been so devastated because you'll eat anything. You're thirsty enough, man, you're going to drink out of a mud puddle. I think I did that once when I was like 12 years old. I was thirsty. I'm still alive, Gen X. But when you're trying to move forward, you don't know what you don't know. And my compassion for all of you, because here you are trying to choose well, and it feels good, feels right. And here's the thing. Some of y'all out there are running from good love. You're running from a potentially really good partner because maybe you've been married for 30 years, okay? Or 20 or 10, who knows? And you may have never dated very many people before. And maybe you're asking yourself, oh, I found this one really awesome person, but what else is out there? Because I've had my one awesome person for 20, 30, 40 years, whatever. I never played the field before. I was loyal to my partner. And then you're like, well, what else is it like out there? Because I'm actually single, as uncomfortable as that feels to say. And what would it look like if I dated more than one person? So now you're confused. Like, if I choose this one person that I really, really like, am I cutting myself short? Because you don't know what you know about it. Like, everything's confusing to you. And you don't want to hurt this one person that you're dating by saying, well, I want to see what else is out there because maybe it's true. And maybe you're making a mistake because that's a really good person. And maybe you're being dumb by seeing what else is out there. I don't know. I don't know your situation. I don't know your person. But I do know it's hard. And I do know it's confusing. And I do know that you're not crazy for experiencing this. And I do know that these people who are dating the widowed folks and getting ghosted or like, we were so in love 2 weeks ago. What the hell happened? Where'd they go? Why did they ditch me? How they're brokenhearted because you just love bombed the hell out of them. And they thought you were their princess, Prince Charming. And you were for a little bit, and you probably meant it until you crashed. Crashed out. I'm crashed out. That's what they say now. It's a kid who's, I'm crashed out, man. And so you crashed out. Here's what you need to do. If you think you've got a good person, but you're not sure, it is not right for you to hold on to them if you're not sure. And you got to be sure about yourself. And why you're not sure is going to be individual to you. Some of you might feel guilty. Some of you might be like, I was married for 30 years and I never dated around. I'd like the opportunity to do that. And I don't want to hurt this really special person while I go explore my life. And it's not fair to this special person to keep them hanging on while I understand who I am now. I don't know who I am anymore. And it's not fair to you to keep you hanging on when I don't know who the hell I am. Like, what am I even bringing to the table? I don't know. I don't know what I'm bringing to the table because I don't know who I am anymore. And that takes time for the person to figure out. Now, is it all, should you sit back and wait for them while they go sow their oats? No, you should not. Absolutely not. You need to be taking care of yourself. I mean, the heart wants what the heart wants, right? You're gonna love them, like them, want them, regardless of what's going on. But you've got to know your worth if you're dating a widowed person who needs time, space, or is trying to, figure out their stuff. Because when they finally, hopefully, know what they want, if you give them enough space, don't be calling them every day or texting them every week, hey, how you doing? Like, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Not because you're a problem, not because you aren't worthy, not because you might be the best thing that ever happened to them, because you might be, but people don't change overnight. You can't change your identity of who you were for a long period of time or who you imagine yourself to be, even if your marriage wasn't very long. And the romantic ideal of what that meant for them. And expect that's just going to change overnight. The humans don't change like that. We change a little bit at a time. And they have to dose their own grief. Now, we all have our issues. Okay. We all bring ourselves to grief. And you bring yourself to the relationship with the widowed person. So you might have your own attachment issues, whether or not you were loved in childhood or abused, or whether your last marriage was horrible and maybe you've been widowed too. And your feelings about your late spouse were different than the one you're dating. I mean, there's a myriad of combinations of human experience we can talk about here, and I certainly can't touch on all of them. But that what it requires of us as human beings coming together, trying to understand ourselves in this life, it's all it's so challenging, so hard. And you all deserve to be treated well. Sometimes it's the widowed person that is dating and they're the ones getting ghosted and left behind. You know, a lot of users out there. So you're vulnerable and in your feelings, and someone comes along, seems really great, and you pour all your love into them, and they're like, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go get some gelato and see you later, and then they're like gone. So this isn't just the widower always or widowed person withdrawing. Sometimes you got so much love in you and you're pouring out, the other person can't handle it. They're like, oh my God, I can't handle this person and their kids and their life and their grief and you know, they're still crying about their late spouse. Like they don't get it. Like, I can't handle you. And maybe they bug out on you, crash out, crashing out on you. That can happen too. And then Because that first love, after you've been widowed, if you get rejected, oh my God, is that painful? Because then there's this question that comes up like, so all that horrible stuff happened to me, and does God even love me? Because you put somebody in my path, and I allow myself to try to love again, and then they break my heart too. Like, what the hell? Do I deserve, what did I do in the past life to deserve this? The questions that start going through your mind. Like, what price am I paying? Holy moly. And that's exquisitely painful. Now, most widowed folks that do have to step out or step back from a relationship because they've found themselves in an insecure place, meaning they don't know if they can bring what the relationship needs and if that's fair to you or not. If they're a person of character, they may step back and they might not know how to explain it to you in a way that you can understand because they don't understand it either. Like literally, they've never been through this before. Like literally, they don't know. And so how can they stand in front of you and really explain themselves? Now, people with extraordinarily good communication skills might give it a good go. But if you're in love with that widowed person, I mean, are you going to hear them? Probably not. You'd be like, oh, they're just, they'll get over it. They'll come back. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. I've seen it happen, and I've also seen it end. So it's hard to say what your situation is, but these are scenarios that people are facing. And so I can't definitively say, hey, ditch this widowed person because they ain't gonna be there for you. Because you can't blank slate a whole experience on a whole group of people because they have a whole lifetime before them leading up to their loss that determines a lot in how they're coming to you now or how you're going to face the next relationship if you're the widowed person now. So you take all your trauma and loss and add that to all that you have been in your lifetime. If you knew how to be a good husband, you knew how to be a good wife, you could very likely be one again. But if you have a definition of yourself as someone who only loves once, and now you've started to question whether that's true, then you're going to really struggle with it more. I think we all struggle with loving again, regardless. But some people feel they have permission. They give it to themselves. They feel like they have it from their spouse. And then other people don't feel they have permission and they have to struggle with that, or they don't get it from their families. And there's that. And it's like, oh my God. I mean, seriously, relationships are hard no matter what. So I've got other videos on the channel that talk about, things that indicate whether or not you're ready. If you're still wearing your wedding ring and you're dating, I get it because what you're saying to yourself is, I'm not, I still love them and I feel like I'm dishonoring the union that we had if I take the ring off. You're not ready to take it off. You can't see yourself being without it because you've always had it on. And then you go out and you're with a person, you're wearing a ring, and it's like, if you were a married person at a bar, right, and you are wearing a wedding ring and you're picking up on someone and they know you're married and they're like, okay, well, we'll go hook up and you go somewhere and you do whatever you do and you keep your wedding ring on the whole time because this is a cheating scenario and everybody knows it. Do not advise it, but hey, this is what happens. If you're still wearing your wedding ring and you're dating someone else, what you're putting them in the position of having to endure is the potential social view that your date going out with a married person. Like you might be having an affair, especially if they're not wearing a ring themselves. Like, who's this, your mistress? Oh, this must be your, what do you call him, a mister? Cheating on your husband? And you may feel that way. There's the dissonance is, I know they're gone. And I know they're not coming back. But I still feel married. But I also know that I can start again. I mean, I can date because they're gone. Don't have to. And it's like this, you keep yourself in purgatory by keeping the ring on while you're dating. And maybe it's a protection so you don't go too far, so you don't allow yourself to stretch the bond that you might, it's like a little barrier between you and them. Well, I'm going to go this far, but I'm not going to go too far. It's like, well, it's like with sex. If you don't have intercourse, it's not actually sex. And I had a gay friend tell me that that's a very heterosexual viewpoint. He said, Sevilla, if you've been naked with the person, you're having sex with them. It doesn't matter if you had penetration. Well, some of y'all's numbers just went up. What do they call it? The body count. Your body count just went up, didn't it? So it's this way of saying if I still have my ring on, then I'm not really going all the way. Still keeping this little bit of loyalty for them. And I want to compassionately suggest that this is an illusion. And what you might be doing is harming the other person. If you're involving someone else in your life, this isn't just about you. This is not just about you, no matter how much pain you've been in. And you have a responsibility to respect the person you are with. You are choosing to be with. And I'm speaking to you as a fellow widowed person. So if you insist on holding on to your wedding ring, you can keep it, cherish it, love it. I took mine, my diamond from my wedding ring, and I had it remounted into a cocktail ring. That's this. So I could always wear it because it was a beautiful diamond. And I picked it out and I didn't want to not wear that diamond. But I also knew it wasn't appropriate to continue wearing a wedding ring. So I had it remounted into this. And now it's a beautiful cocktail ring and it means something different. It signified me moving forward with my life, honoring where I've been and honoring my future and keeping what's beautiful with me. So this is what I did. You can do whatever you want. So I'm not still wearing my wedding ring, but I have a piece of it with me. Because I love diamonds, and then there's no diamond that's sitting in my jewelry box. Not one like this. No way. That would be sacrilege. So you can do what you want to do with it. But I'm not wearing my wedding ring in a way, not wearing the diamond in a way that says I'm still married, I'm still holding on. Because sometimes people put it around a chain, and that's fine too. That might be a good transition. But even wearing it around a chain, I want to suggest, if you're with someone else, this is always between you and the other person. They hug you, they hold you, so you hold on to this stuff as long as you need to. But what I want you to hear is that you need to consider the other person and how this feels for them if you're dating them. Okay, so I don't know why I got off on a ring, but my ring tangent. Okay. I'm done with that. I think this is just about taking responsibility for your role in the relationship. And if you're out there dating and trying to love again or experimenting with it, and just recognize, remember these are real people. They want to be loved too. And this is what can be scary. And one of the reasons why widowed folks will retreat, because you recognize the weight and the gravity of what you've just engaged in and what this is going to mean and the work that it's going to take. And oh my gosh, and this isn't just this, you know, I don't know, there's a word that I'm looking for that's has to do with this enthralled feeling. And so you've got to be honest if you need to step back and not just be like, this isn't working out. Sorry, or not call them anymore, or I don't think I can do this. Goodbye. Like, that's not okay. You've got to be honest to the best of your ability and say, I'm going to take time to step back because I feel a little broken right now. I feel incompetent to move forward with a relationship. It's going to take so much. And I'm sorry, I didn't know what this was going to look like. I'm navigating all of this. I did not mean or want to hurt you. And in fact, I feel love for you, but I don't know that I can give you the love that you deserve. And it would be wrong of me to move forward, not giving you what you deserve. And then you got to go as a widowed person, go take care of your shit, like you've got to do the work. You've got to grieve. You have to see a grief and loss specialist. You need to read your books. You need to watch podcasts. Thanks for being here. Remember to like and subscribe because I don't post very often. So put notifications on because I'm a working professional and I'm not an all-time YouTuber. Not yet, anyway. Maybe someday, but I do this on the side. So notifications so you can make sure to catch my videos when they come out if you like this content. If you're still here, you probably do. So thank you. And be able to go back and take care of yourself and find your confidence again. You've got to find your confidence because if you do love again, like, can you handle the next responsibility of someone else? Probably. I mean, because at some point you end up so alone, you're like, well, yeah, relationships are going to take work and it's going to, have to get somebody else, get to know somebody else and all the things that come with it. It's a trade-off. Like everything comes at a cost, including loving your late spouse, right? Because that's one of the reasons maybe you're also pulling back. Like, I don't want, oh, I'm falling in love again. Oh, I don't want to go through that pain of losing someone again. So you run away, run away, run away. Because you don't want to get hurt again. Well, guess what? Life is pain. Was it the Buddhists call that dukkha? That sounds like an appropriate word. An anamanawanapia. What is that word? When the word sounds like what it is, dukkha. It's suffering. Life has full of suffering. And it's also full of joy. So if you shut yourself down to love, again, you shut yourself down to joy. If you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable to loving again, you shut yourself down to joy, happiness, possibility. Because, yeah, if you love again, one of y'all is going to die first, unless you go down a fiery plane crash like John Kennedy Jr. and his Carolyn Bessette. They went down together and their sister, right? Sad. That's not likely to happen. One of you is going to say goodbye again. And maybe they're going to have to say goodbye to you. Like these things are all possible. And you want to shut yourself down from living, you might do that for a time. But I bet you're going to be poking your head out from around the corner again. And that really good person that you let go has now moved on with their lives. and found somebody else. That's going to hurt too once you realize you shouldn't have let them go. So no matter what you do, things could hurt because it hurts to be lonely. It hurts to be sad. It hurts not to have a sexual partner. It hurts to always be eating alone. It hurts to watch everybody else having all this romance and you're still just counting the clock until you go home, meaning when you die. And if you're not wanting someone else, that's fine. But if you've made it this far in the video, you've definitely been thinking about it, or you're in the situation and you're trying to figure out what the hell to do. If you want more help with that, like I said, I do private coaching, and you can find the link in the description below. But hearing this today, this may be enough for you. Or watching one of my other 75, 80 videos I got on the channel. Ugh. And you keep rolling with yourself, figuring it out day to day. And the thing is, if you have a good partner, new partner, that is willing to roll with you and work with you, and I don't mean you not being kind to them and just disappearing and then they're still sitting around waiting for you when you get back. Like, don't do that with a widowed person. Don't let them just disappear and be like, oh, well, that was okay. Don't worry about it. I know you're grieving. No, hell no. No, absolutely not. If they do that to you, you need to hold them accountable. It's just, you tell them how that made you feel. Boy, when we had that, you were going to show up for my birthday and we were going to go out and do all that stuff. And then you canceled at the last minute because you had a grief moment or what have you. I was hurt. I was really hurt. And you just let them know that. You don't have to don't justify your pain. No, heck no. You just let them know that that hurt. If they're still wanting to talk to you, you're still going to be maybe going back to it. And then let them decide how they're going to fix it. Especially if it's a man. Just saying, not to be sexist, but probably. I am not going to lie. Men and women are different. We're not the same. I'm not a less hairy man. Thank goodness. You guys stepping up to honor yourselves and what you want, what you think, what you feel, what you need, and holding the other person accountable for how they're treating you, one way or the other, whether you're the widowed person or whether you're not, because people are be treating people all kind of ways. Just don't put up with it. Honor yourself. Know your worth. Know your worth. And while you're figuring yourself out, be honest with yourself first. You have to figure out. And if you don't know what's going on with you, I don't know what's going on with me. I was wildly in love 2 weeks ago, and this week I don't feel anything, and that's not fair to you. I need to get straight and right with myself so I can be a whole ass man with you, or so I can be a whole woman with you and share my life accordingly. And so you give them space, give them time. But in the meantime, you don't sit around and wait. Mm-mm. You take care of yourself, you go do your thing, you dive into work, enjoy your friends, pamper yourself, take up a new hobby, anything you have to do. And if they miss out, then this wasn't the one for either of you. And that's okay. It's okay to have a beautiful, loving, hot, amazing experience because maybe it's what you both need at the moment. It might be what you both need because maybe you're coming out of some stuff and this hot love affair with this widowed person just opens you up in some kind of wild way that You didn't know, tapped into some other part of you. And now you're ready to go explore your life and go do something different or open up to love. And maybe the widowed person isn't it, but it stirred something in you that was it. So don't feel like just because you felt some kind of way, this is the only one. Might not be. You get to determine that. But every step along the way, for all of you, you've got to honor yourself and what you feel. Be true to yourself, even if you're confused, because that might be the truth you need to sit in. I am really confused right now. I don't understand. And I need to go get some help with that. Do it. Get some help with that. There's lots of help out there. Get right with yourself and know that you might have to do all of this, all of it. You're going to do it scared. You're going to do it uncertain. You're going to do it without a map. You're going to do it shakily. But courage to move into your life. You know what that looks like? It looks like feeling the fear and do it anyway. Honor yourself and know your worth, all of you.